Five.
What's up, Weekend Warriors? Welcome back to TokuCHATsu. I know I said we would try to move it to Friday. Shit happened. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
But we're back. We will be doing bot talk next week. And so we're back on TokuCHATsu. Now, tonight we're going to be discussing some Saban attempts at localizing Toei properties. But before we do that, as always, we're going to be going over the most recent episode of Kamen Rider. Thank you. So, today I'll be giving the brief synopsis. So, we're trying to figure out whether or not Sento actually killed this guy, Tatsuya. And Ryuga is just leaning on him. He swears he's the guy who did it because he knows he showed up an hour after Sento did, and he walked in on him dead. We find out that the leader of the organization is, in fact, Night Rogue, as we all expected. We saw him henshin for the first time, using that spray gun. And you know how... Okay, Kenny hasn't seen this one, but he doesn't seem to care too much about spoilers. You know how when you do a best match, the belt will say best match?
Uh-huh.
Well, somehow you can get a match with one bottle on these spray guns, and it's called a missed match.
That's interesting.
There's a bit of a firework effect after they henshin, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Turns out that the answers they seek are across the sky wall in Hokuto. So they pay a broker to take them through what is known as a sky road, a hole in Skywall.
Okay.
And they are met there by Bloodstalk and Night Rogue, who not only stop people from coming through, but also reveal that Tatsuya, the guy who died, was in fact the founder of Faust, the organization they've been fighting this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, we find out that Panda and Rocket is a best match.
Honestly, I would have said Coon and Rocket are a best match, but okay.
Yeah, but they're not going to reference it that hard.
Aw.
And
Rocket, Raccoon, best match.
Except that Rocket comes after the organic half.
Yeah.
And then we find out that the little dragon buddy that Ryuga's been that's been guarding Ryuga can use full bottles in something called a crossfire, where his fire breath is affected by what full bottle he's using.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? I think that's about it for this episode. So, what I liked, we got to see a little bit more into the gadgetry of it. We saw how the spray guns that the rivals use allow them to henshin,
mm-hmm.
and we saw how the dragon can use full bottles as well. Let's see, what else? I guess predictions. So, we've seen a new kind of henshin.
Mm-hmm.
We've still not seen what Bloodstalk's true identity is. Hold on a second, I gotta sneeze. So, I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, I think that dragon is gonna be Ryuga's henshin device.
Maybe. I think so.
Now, the reason I think that is, like, I don't know why I think that, other than he's got a dragon full bottle and the little guy's a dragon. It's very loose to go on, but I think I saw a Televikun scan.
Okay.
In which the little dragon guy was used as a henshin device. Wow, 4 viewers. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. Ooh, shall we go into failed Saban now?
Yeah, let's go into failed Saban attempts.
Let's open this up with a sound effect.
What's that? Cover that up. Cover that up. Hide that. Hide that.
Can you guess what that was?
Was that Masked Rider?
Yes, that was Masked Rider. All right, tonight we are talking about failed tokusatsu Saban attempted to adapt, starting with none other than Saban's Masked Rider. Would you like me to go off of this to start?
Yeah, why don't you head this one up?
All right. So basic gist of Masked Rider. It was first started. The first arc was introduced in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 3 when the Rangers had to go up to a planet called Edenoi to retrieve a, I think it was some artifact from a man named Dex that Alpha told them about. And on there, they came across a group of people, and one of them turned into a bug-themed warrior called Masked Rider. And they got into a fight. Dex thought they were evil, and when they mention Alpha, that brings them together. They team up, they fight the bad guys, and the Rangers go back, leaving Dex behind to continue fighting on Edenoi. Later, after that episode, a TV series was made called Masked Rider, which continued, which was about Dex, who was pretty much forced off his planet by his uncle Draken, who was an evil warlord trying to take over Edenoi and the universe. He ends up on Earth, where he is pretty much adopted by a interracial family, resulting of a white male dad, an Asian woman, or an Asian mom, African American kid who's brother, and I think it was a Hispanic that was the sister. Anyways, they included diversity.
They really never commented on like how that family came together, whether it was adoption or.
Yeah, they never really went into it. But basically, he comes to Earth with his pet Furby, or I call it a Furby, but its name is Furbus. I swear that thing is the bane of all tokusatsu in general.
You got a couple of trolls in the comments.
Let's see here.
Leave them be. They're having fun. So, let's see.
Find our channel.
Master. They're probably just search the stream tag.
Oh, okay. But yeah. Anyways, we're just talking about Japanese superheroes. Specifically, failed ones by Saban Brands, who made Power Rangers. But yeah, back to Masked Rider. And from what I saw, it was a very failed attempt. All the stock footage was terribly edited. Anyways, it was terribly edited. Other than that, it was just poorly written, terribly edited and poorly written. That's all I can say about it.
It was. Okay, so I don't know what the hell Saban was thinking with that one. Okay, the ending where they brought in the other Masked Riders, couldn't get a single name right. Looks like we got a Toku fan here who believes that Godzilla would beat the Power Rangers, and I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
That's true. That is definitely true.
I definitely agree. Godzilla would kick any Power Ranger team's ass.
Hey, that is true. That was my crush as a child, and I have a girlfriend now, but yeah. If I had, Amy Jo Johnson, who plays the Pink Ranger, looks the same now as she did in 1993. So yes, I would screw her. But that's off topic.
But actually, speaking of which, I don't think I ever talked about how what meeting Nakia Burpees. Did I talk about what meeting Nakia Burpees at Comic-Con was like?
I don't think you did. No, you didn't.
So she knows about Super Sentai. She remembers a few of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
She has not actually seen anything of it, as far as I remember. Just a brief conversation with her. Really nice lady. She didn't actually have a long line of people excited to meet her, which, to be fair, Turbo was not the best season.
No, it wasn't.
It's kind of fun little theme to play. Zio was pretty good. Zio was pretty good. Oh, you know what? Let's talk. I know we've been talking Master Rider. Let's talk Beetleborgs real quick. What the hell was that?
Can I play the theme, please?
I don't think we want to do that.
Okay.
I know it's tempting.
It is tempting. It is so catchy.
It's kind of a dumb. It's a catchy, dumb theme that you could play over and over again.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to annoy your
at
friends.
least while playing a guitar.
I don't think I want to actually.
Okay, fine.
Firstly, because there is not really a. I think it was kind of more of a techno background, wasn't it, for the theme?
Yeah, hold on a second. We're going to get this in if it kills me. It is unavoidable.
Well, while he searches that.
Lyrics. Okay.
I'm just going to stick this back in there, get this off to one side.
3 typical average kids went inside a haunted mansion. Just by chance, Frida, a ghost who made them Beetleborgs.
Okay, can we hold this on for a sec? That... the ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Gabber.
Elvis Presley ghost. That looked...
Oh, yeah, Gabber. Who got trapped in the... I don't know what the hell Saban was thinking. Okay, secret organization. That I could understand that. Similar to Power Rangers. You know, an origin similar to Power Rangers. I could get. Even maybe Masked Rider, I could understand. But an Elvis ghost giving them powers that he copied from comic books is the most convoluted. Backwards, forward. I don't know. And then there's all the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Vampire, and they're all living in the same. I don't know. I guess Saban just really likes Halloween.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a terrible show, but it was still addicting to watch at the time.
Yeah, it does kind of pull you in. It's kind of like watching a train wreck.
It's like watching, it's like when you first saw Transformers, a movie. You knew it was going to be bad, but you watched it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but we're not going to bring...
And then you fall for it the next 5 times.
The next... Well, I gave Michael Bay 3 chances with that movie series. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Screw him.
And he stole your money 3
I don't
times.
want anything more to do with him. I don't want a single thing more to do with that man.
Yeah.
Like, he ruined the Turtles. He ruined Transformers. Next thing you know, there's going to be a live-action movie version of Mask where they don't even wear masks.
Or Street Sharks.
Ew.
Just picture it.
I forgot Street Sharks was a thing.
Yeah, it was. That was a great show.
It was weird. It felt like it was trying to be the Turtles.
Yeah. One of my friends one of my best friends would actually disagree with you on that and say that Street Sharks dominates the Turtles.
Well, it's been a while since I've even seen an episode of Street Sharks, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Anything else we could say about Beetleborgs? I mean, the suits are cool. The morphers or whatever you call those things, are cool too.
The Beetle Bonders, but actually, there's a reason they look so good. Is they're based off of a Metal Hero series,
Yes.
Kabuto B Fighter.
Yeah, and didn't the Beetleborgs toy line for the Beetle Morphers? Didn't they, like, you opened it up and you put a figure of the kid inside of it, and it made like a sound or whatever?
There's I've not actually handled one of the toys, so I've not looked anything into it because I've never had a desire to own a Beetleborgs toy.
I was watching some of the toy reviews for it, like retro toy reviews, and I saw that.
Well, I guess that makes sense because, like, in the actual show when they opened it up, there was like a little figurine of the character or the character in armor right there, and that's actually a little bit of inspiration for what Reviewger's transformation devices are going to do.
Okay, cool.
Except the figurine is going to kind of be fixed in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. We move on VR Troopers now,
VR Troopers. Okay, so you know the history behind this one a little better than I do. You go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So the original idea was for Saban to create a show about a single hero. That was going to be called Cybertron. Yes, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? What does that sound like? Does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything either. It sounds familiar. But yeah, and it was going to star Jason David Frank himself.
That's right. It was supposed to be a follow-up to Power Rangers, wasn't it?
No, actually it wasn't. It was a completely different character. This was like before he showed up in Green Ranger costume that this pilot was made.
Oh. And, well, I guess Saban must have liked him.
And also they used an instrumental version of the Green Ranger theme. Or not instrumental, it was like the thing that said, "Go Cybertron, go."
What the?
It was the same. Ron Lasserman did all the themes.
What I do know from the show is that they actually combined a couple different series to make this work, or at least they used the suits from a couple different Metal Hero series.
Okay.
They used I can't remember all the names because two of them are like one is the sequel to the other, but then I think in the second season of it they threw a little bit of Kikaider in there.
Oh yeah. Kikaider. Where did the Kikaider come in though?
The main character's little medallion, I guess, shattered or something, and so they made him a new one.
Oh yeah, wasn't it the suit that how it like had like multicolors to it and like just wires everywhere?
Well, it was like circuitry, but you see, that's because Kikaider was not a henshin. Well, he was a henshin hero, but he was an android.
Yeah, and he had a human like over a layer for him or something like that.
Something like that.
I've only seen the.
I don't think Hakaider ever made an appearance, which is unfortunate.
I've only seen the anime Kikaider from like 2002. That was done the same animation as Beyblade.
You know what? It wasn't a bad anime.
No, it wasn't.
But VR Troopers, we thought back in the day that VR was going to be very different than what it turned out to be, didn't we?
Yeah. What were your first thoughts of VR Troopers when you first came across it?
Trying to be Power Rangers, trying to be Power Rangers, trying to be Power Rangers.
Yeah. And then what's your ultimate
Yep.
thoughts of it now?
It's kind of that hokey old show that you remember is a thing once in a while, and you think, I wonder if that's still around to watch.
Okay, yeah. You can get Shout Factory did release it on DVD, and you can get it off of iTunes.
It's on iTunes?
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna see if it's still there. VR. Yep, it's still there. The entire first season. Because Shout Factory released it.
Huh.
Yep.
Can we talk a little bit about their medallion thingamajigs?
Yeah.
I did not like those.
What did they look like? I don't remember.
They were like a little gold shield with like a gem.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, I didn't care. They weren't really that special.
I mean, this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to actually bring in some kind of a visor henshin device instead of waiting until Jungle Fury and Power Rangers. Saban, you missed an opportunity. But let's just adjust that a little bit. Get a little there, bring me towards center a little bit. You missed an opportunity. Of course, the downside is that adult fans of the show, and yes, they do exist, wouldn't have been able to fit something like that on their head.
Right. Did they exist at the time, though?
They did not.
Wait, well, it was very rare. Because I know I saw a video of my Power Morphicon, and there was like an elderly couple in their like 60s or 70s who been watching Power Rangers since 1993. So you'd be surprised.
That's something we got to do. That's the convention you and I got to go to. We got to go to Power Morphicon.
Yes, we'll definitely be streaming there at some point.
We're just gonna have to find the time to do it. Cause like Power Morphicon's a big event. You got to plan around it. I guess. Well, that's pretty much all we can. Well, let's talk about exactly what the plot behind VR Trooper is.
Yeah, it's been a long. I'll just pull it up based on what I saw on the iTunes.
From what I understand, there is a business executive, or I guess a CEO, who wants to take over the world of finance. So he creates virtual reality monsters to disrupt. It's the weirdest plan. And he's got this weird little magic spell thing that he does while he's got his hand over a crystal ball that apparently takes in virtual reality. And that's a thing. Okay, Linkara has said this. I will say this. Virtual reality is not just a place you can go. Matter cannot exist in a virtual space. I'm sorry.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. It's virtual reality. It gives the illusion of reality.
Yep. Was there anything else they did, Saban? Wasn't there like this Knights show or whatever?
There was. It was a weird
Celtic.
It was almost Celtic. They also didn't. It wasn't Saban, was it? That did tattooed teenage aliens from Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I thought that was
teenage
Saban.
Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Wasn't David Frank in that also?
He was not.
Oh.
That was a weird show. It was essentially trying to be Power Rangers. Tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. Because apparently back in the 90s, every kid wanted to live in LA.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Or,
their suits
California.
aren't even that great.
They really aren't. I think they went down to like the costume store and said, hey, we need 4 wrestling costumes.
Yeah, and they stole Battle Fever J helmets and cut the top off.
Pretty much. Well, Miss America's mask always had kind of like a wig on it.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much stole the idea of the Battle Fever J helmets. Yeah, I can't sit through this. I'm glad I did not watch that.
Let's see. I guess what else is there to really mention? Yeah, I think that's it, really. Now, there is one non-Saban brand, tokusatsu that made it over to America that not a lot of people talk about, although many people's parents and grandparents remember from their childhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was called Mystic Knights. That was the show.
Mystic Knights, that's right.
Yes. And I noticed Power Rangers Jungle Fury seemed to be, or no, Mystic Force, I think, took a lot of off the Mystic Knights tone. Well, what do you think? You think Mystic Force is pretty much a kind of callback to Mystic Knights in a way?
Well, no, because it was based off of Magi Ranger, and Magi Ranger was its own thing. I don't. They might have had a few.
I know.
Tone?
Saban didn't even do that. That was Disney.
Yeah, that was Disney who did that.
But it seemed, it felt a lot like Mystic Knights.
Well, have you seen Mystic Knights?
Color tone and everything. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a few episodes. I'm going like color tone, makeup, art, all that.
I guess it's a little similar, but I don't think it's like a 100% tribute.
Yeah, true.
I think really it did a better job of following the gimmick of Magi Ranger, whereas the combination of buttons created different spells.
Hey, thanks guys for subbing, by the way. They subbed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're having a little fun. I'm not gonna hold that against them. Anyway,
to actually get engaged in the conversation. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're
Let's
done.
see what else. No, we can't be done. We've only been going on for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess at this point, the only thing to do is kind of go into open conversation. Why don't we talk real quick about some of our favorite Kamen Rider gimmicks?
Okay.
The gimmicks being like the toys.
Yeah. My favorite gimmick. My favorite gimmick is, I'd have to say, the X8 belt. It stands out. It has a lot of functionality to it. I can easily just fidget around with it and have fun.
Yeah, the Gashette gimmick was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I'd have to say my favorite gimmick would have, because like the collectible gimmick thing kind of started with Kiva.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from Kiva into the Neo Heisei era that the collectible gimmicks are a thing.
Right.
However, Fusils died on their asses.
Okay.
Because they only had a certain combination of buttons they could push at the time. The system was not ready. But that same pin push button system became more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Prevalent in Drive.
Oh yeah.
With the shift cars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do like that, you know, there's a gimmick out there where you can essentially hack the toy by pressing the pegs and holding down the activation switch if you can find it. But personally, I like a gimmick where all the electronics are actually held in the collectible item, because that means that fans could make one if they were that determined.
Yeah.
And you can continue to
Gashette.
Nice. Oh, Mio's here. From. Hi, Mio.
Let's see.
Um,
Which one?
she's one of our viewers from Amino.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mio from Amino. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
I guess she's just stopped by to say hi.
Cool.
So I have to say, gimmicks like doubles.
Uh-huh.
I guess. Gimmicks like.
Yeah.
And X8s.
Okay.
How you doing, Mio? So I just because that means that the toy line doesn't have to end, and if they wanted to, way down the line, maybe years after this season has ended, they could still release new toys for it.
Well, I heard somebody hacked the build driver.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, build's another example of the pin system.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there's going to be a double bottle releasing at some point soon.
A double. Well, that's kind of boring. Why not a Cyclone and Joker bot? What's the topic? Oh, we're talking Japanese superheroes tonight.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow night, I guess we'll catch up on what we were gonna do on Sunday last time.
Transformers, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna get into this, the Unicron trilogy. Then we'll carry on into Bot Talk that that week. So.
Yes.
Where's the toilet paper?
I'll be right back.
Well, that's a weird thing. Well, we won't hold that against Kenny. So while he's out doing that, let's tomorrow. Yes, Anna, we do three. We're gonna do 3 streams a week again. TokuCHATsu is Saturday nights. Sunday nights is gonna be Sunday night stream, and Friday evenings is gonna be Bot Talk, where we go over Transformers, GoBots, any kind of robot television series. Well, that's going to be a golden nugget for the internet in the future. Anyway, so that's going to be our new schedule. We're going to try our best to keep up with it.
Sorry about that.
No problem. It's just another little thing for the internet to remix.
Mm-hmm.
Well, take it on the chin, I guess.
Okay. What I was saying about the build belt, the build driver, is that I was just going through my YouTube and I come across one for like Kamen Rider build Joker. It was like Joker. Let me find it. I can tell you what the other bottle was. Leaked. I can't seem to find it. Yes?
Are you busy?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I was on a stream.
Okay, let me know when you're done.
Yes, sir.
Kindle,
I was talking to your brother.
I can't find it.
I want you to.
But there was a leaked one.
There was a leaked. Well, that's
like a
interesting.
sound bite, and the thing with the bottle was photoshopped. But it was.
paper in there for you?
Yeah, I guess you would have to almost Photoshop together the bottle because. Oh, they actually did. Oh, there goes the guess someone's home. Anyway, so they did actually release a list of all the bottles that are going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Did she say Damien liked it?
So energy drink is one of them, which I thought was odd.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, it's like it used to actually kind of be a little bit difficult to. I think it's still a little bit difficult to get what they consider an energy drink in Japan.
Mhm.
They come in these little glass amber bottles. They're supposed to be like only if you really need it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, way back in the day, you actually had to go to the doctors to get some.
Okay.
A bottle that has a Japanese superhero. Oh, no, Anna, okay, let's get you up to speed on Kamen Rider Build. You seem to have some questions. Kamen Rider Build is this year's season of Kamen Rider. And his gimmick is these little, well, they look like spray bottles that you shake before you place into a belt. And then he's got two halves down the middle. Okay, how do I describe this? What you digging for, dude?
I was just putting something away in my drawer over here.
Well, how do we describe Kamen Rider Build? Well, I guess we have to describe Kamen Rider to you since you don't know the history. Kamen Rider, we get to do the history of Kamen Rider.
Okay.
Kamen Rider has been running for over 45 years. This much is important to establish now. The first season, sometimes called Kamen Rider #1 or Ichigo, happened way back in 1972, I think it was, wasn't it? 1971, and then it had a sequel, and then it had a second season where they released Kamen Rider #2, who became part of the team, etc., etc. So the pattern here is that every year there's a new rider, a new story, and a new cast of characters.
Mhm.
The movies kind of tell you that they're all existing in the same world, but it gets flimsier and flimsier as they go along. But it can commonly be broken up into two major eras. Three if you count the new fan era, but the two major eras you need to remember are the Showa era, which is like 1970 up to
89.
And then from 1990 to now.
Yes.
And this is where like all the newer riders show up. This year, the gimmick for this Kamen Rider is bottles. He takes the bottle, sticks it in his. He takes two bottles, sticks them in his belt, then cranks a handle which acts kind of like a centrifuge, I guess, according to the show, and it will actually injection mold a set of armor for him in two halves. And he can mix and match these two halves depending on the bottles he puts in the belt. And that's pretty much Kamen Rider Build's gimmick.
Yeah.
Well, except the only rule you really have to remember is that one half of him has to have some kind of an organic creature, whether it be an animal or a ninja or a plant, I guess. And the other half is inorganic, like a rock or a machine or a book.
Yeah.
Oh, we're confusing the hell out of her. Bottom line, Japanese superhero, it's where the Power Rangers come from.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like Power Rangers' badass grandpa.
Yeah.
Because Kamen Rider had a spin-off show called Super Sentai, and then in its 13th season, Super Sentai was adapted into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and has continued to be adapted up to today.
I think that's
It's actually kind of the whole synopsis of it. Now, if you liked Power Rangers as a kid and just wish it had a darker or more mature story that you could invest yourself in as an adult, don't watch the Power Rangers movie. Although from what I hear, it's a hit and miss among the fan base. Kenny likes it. I saw it, and while I appreciate what they were trying to do, like I said, just the visual style lost me. Instead, look up Super Sentai or Kamen Rider, any of the Metal Hero series. It's really an amazing genre to get into. Actually, Godzilla is another
Oh,
examples.
can you take over from here? I need to go.
Yeah, you go do your thing.
Thank you. All right. I will talk to you guys later. El Chizo will continue to occupy you. So do I just press the hang up button?
Yeah, just press the hang up button and I'll talk to you later, dude. We'll carry this on for like another 10 minutes, and then I think we'll call it a night. That'll be a good 45-minute stream. I guess for the last 10 minutes, we'll go into sort of an open discussion about Revuger, because I have been playing that. I finally found the business card. Long story short, I collected a lot of business cards when I was at Comic-Con. I was networking, essentially. And I found a guy who I can commission the suits for Otaku Senki Revuger from. I might actually commission the helmets from him as well. Essentially, you don't even have to send him pictures. All you have to do is describe what you want. The guy who actually makes the costumes, his wife has this amazing, or wife or girlfriend, anyway, I don't know, but I can't remember. I'm sorry, but she has this amazing talent where as long as you can describe something to her, she will draw it exactly as you imagine it. So I'm just gonna send them, description of the suits I want. It's gonna be kind of a a flight suit thing. I'm gonna be wearing a red flight suit, and there's gonna be a blue and a yellow. We're gonna have like a belt thing that reminds me a little bit of, a flight harness or a parachuting harness. And unlike Power Rangers, where everyone has the same little transformation device and everyone has the same tools, while we are technically part of a team, we each have our own sort of flair, because we're going to be wearing armor over the flight suits. Just shoulder pads for red, blue, and yellow, and then black will have a full-on chest plate with sort of a subwoofer built in. Let's go over the plot a little bit, because I really want to explain it to you guys in a way, because I'm really excited. There are a few spoilers. I'm going to warn you right now. So, a while ago, when JT was still showing up, he'll be showing up again in the future for other streams. He introduced the idea of a shattered reviewerverse. Now, if you don't know what the reviewerverse is, go watch Apollo Z Hacks or Monstrosities, the Reviewerverse Saga. That'll get you up to speed. It's about 5 episodes long. Takes place in a timeline where the reviewerverse has shattered into multiple zones, each zone having its own topic. And when 2 or more zones overlap with each other, we call that a reviewerverse. Now, I would be, as a toy reviewer, would be coming from the toy zone. Sounds like a kick-ass hobby shop, honestly. Tabletop Tony, who's getting a start on his channel, will be from the game zone. Tabletop Island is, I guess, going to be his base of operations. San Minato Reviews will be from the anime zone. I don't know what Kuro Yatsu. I can't remember his. Well, it looks like Anna has to go. See you later. And you know what? I think this is probably a good place to wrap it up anyhow. So I'm sorry it was such a short stream, guys. Tomorrow night we will be covering a little bit more. I promise y'all, it's going to be good. So I'll talk to you later. And as always, I'll see you later, you weekend warriors.